this is Xinhua Live Show. I'm Zhu Xiao from Xinhua News Agency. I am at Shenzhen village in Yixing City, belonging East China's Jiangsu province, which is also at the border of East China's Anhui and Zhejiang province. Now we are watching a local traditional folk dance, which is also intangible heritage, cultural heritage. In this performance, the dancers will also wear colorful clothes and big masks in memory of an old official who made a great contribution in preventing water floods by water control during Western Han Dynasty. And nowadays, people will also make wishes to live a healthier and better life in this special form. I believe that most of you may not be so familiar with this village, but have you ever heard about the story of butterfly lovers, which is a Chinese legend with a tragic love story with a pair of lovers, Liang Shanbo and Zhu Yingtai. And this place is also the hometown of Zhu Yingtai. Now we can see that there are many rivers and lakes and different kinds of plants in this village. But during the past years, this place is far away from the city. The transportation is inconvenient, and not to mention the economic development. So today, I would like to introduce a guest who was born in this place and are very familiar with it. And her name is Victoria. And hello, Victoria.
Hi.
Can you introduce yourself personally?
Of course. Hi everyone. My name is Yiqi Xue. I go by Victoria. I was born and raised up here during my childhood, and I just finished my master degree from NYU, New York University, and I just came back last month. So I've been there for 2 years, but every time I came back to my hometown, I feel it's booming. So it's my great honor today to show you around my village.
Okay, Victoria, I am very curious about the origin of the name of Shenzhen village. Can you tell us something about it?
Yes, Shenzhen village was named after a master Shenzhen. He was the teacher of 2 emperors in ancient China, and one of the emperor also asked him to hand over the total empire of the ancient China, but he rejected because he didn't want to get involved in these political issues, and he found this place as his secret base to enjoy the rest of his life.
I hope that actually this village is a quarrying base indeed before. So during the development of so many years, can you give us a comparison between the past and the present, and also the reasons behind them?
Of course. Here is the museum of Shenzhen, so we can see some historical pictures. And as we can see, there is a chart for the historical events of Shenzhen. We can see before 2000 years, before 2000, it was called Xingdong Village, and it was the name was changed to Shenzhen Village in 2006 because local government started to develop our tourism industry, and I was so proud that it only take 6 years for the local government to close all the mining factories and build up the city, build up the village. And it was honored in 2012 as the most beautiful village in Jiangsu province.
Okay. And this place, we can see many pictures about the beautiful sceneries in Shenzhen village.
Yes. This is the introduction of the tourist attractions of Shenzhen, and the most famous one is Shenzhen Cave. Actually, it's the place that the Master Shenzhen stayed during his rest of the life, and actually, it's one of the 3 greatest caves in the world. And I know that there are 2 more, and one is in Belgium and another one is in France. If you are going to visit Shenzhen village, I'll definitely recommend this place because you won't want to miss the boat trip in the cave.
Yes, I believe that many people will go here and visit Shenzhen after hearing your introduction. And I remember that when we drive into this village, I found that there are many Chinese red bayberry trees around the road. Yeah. So does this a special fruit in Shenzhen village?
Yes, actually, it's an unique fruit in this area, and this is the season for Chinese bayberry. It's it tastes a little bit sour, but it's really tasty. I really like it. And besides Chinese bayberry, there is another primary plant which is tea. Actually, Shenzhen village is famous for its tea and teapot culture. Yeah, and our tea are export to some developed countries such as UK, US, and Japan.
So, except from the primary industrial, does Shenzhen village also develop the secondary or third industrial nowadays?
Yes, of course. Our secondary industrial, yeah, sector is there. We have zero point 0.8 billion every year total output. I'm very proud of that. And the tertiary sector of our economy, which is tourism industry, it's my favorite part because the development of the tourism industry not only improve the environment and the facilities in our hometown, but also it brings our economy development. Yeah.
So it's definitely a win-win situation, I believe.
Yeah.
And also, along the road, we can find many pictures about the present situation and environment of Shenzhen village.
Yes.
And it's up there. There are many, I think, the family photos, as well as the villagers in Shenzhen.
Yes, actually, they are local people, local families here. You can see from the picture, they are really, big families. And also, at the end of the museum too, we can see the pictures for the daily care center for old people. Yeah, I think I can take you around later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Also, let's go and see the daily care center behind the museum, right?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I think nowadays the population is aging rapidly around in many cities around the world, and Yixing city is also no exception. I hope that before 2018 there are about 300,000 aging people above 60 years old in Yixing, accounting about 29% of the total population in this city. So how about your hometown?
Well, yes, here the situation is similar. We have a lot of old people because nowadays young people are willing to get out of the village and go to big cities for better opportunities, education, and healthcare. Yeah.
So, are these rooms the day center, and what's the function of them?
Well, we have library and catered and also playrooms for them, so they can have meals here, especially for people over 17 years old. They can have meals here totally free.
And except from these primary facilities, does this care center also provide some spiritual activities?
Yes, they can communicate with each other here, and there is also a theater under construction. So after the construction, they can have watch movies here and have like panel talks here. Yeah, they can read books together.
So after visiting this care center, we can find the old people are really cared and concerned in Shenzhen village, and not only in the fundamental basic needs, but as well as the spiritual level. So we also want that the old people can have someone to be happy with, and something to do, and someone to depend on. Yes. Okay. After have a basic knowledge and impression of Shenzhen village, actually there are also many some beautiful functional gardens and homestay hotels in here. And my colleague Karen will show you around. Let's go and have a look.
Hello everyone, I'm Karen, and now in Jinjia village, Jiangsu town. Jinjia village is in the south part of Yixing city. Now I came to a local villager's courtyard. On my right hand, you can see the bamboo and many kinds of plants. And the river here, the rockery and the stone bridge, all of these are full of traditional Chinese culture. And the house owner told me his garden has different views in different seasons. For example, in spring, the scenery is really, really beautiful because all of the flowers opened, so the garden seems colorful. Although I don't know many plants' name, but I know this one. This is Saminia. It has white, red, or pink flower, and when the flower opens, it smells like Chinese tea. But do you believe many years ago this town is not like this? Most of the villagers choose to go outside because the environment is really terrible and the transportation are not convenient. Since 2012, the government helps the villagers to rebuild the road, and more tourists come here, and the villagers open agreements to make the tourists enjoy the local food. Also, investors will attract here. They change the villagers' private house to guest house. There's a very, very famous one nearby. Let's go to see it. Now we arrived at the guest house, and it's really beautiful here, right? You can see here are some tiles and some bamboos. These are full of Chinese traditional elements, right? You can't believe it is used to be local villagers' home. Right? And then we needed to crossing the bridge to go into the yard. The yard seems much more like a garden. And on the right hand is the houses for tourists to rest. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there are 6 houses here, and each house have 4 to 5 rooms for tourists to have a rest. And on the balcony, there's a resting area. Tourists can drink tea or have a chat with their friends there. I think the designer must be paid a lot of effort into this place because the water channels here separate the area and divided each house naturally. And also, on both sides of the house, they are full of green plants, like forests. All of these plants were grown before the guest house was built. The harmony between the human and nature is a very high spiritual level in China. And I can have this feeling in this area, and I think this is why so many tourists choose this guest house to live in. They can be close to the nature, breathe the fresh air, enjoy the beautiful scenery, and relax themselves. The guest house not only benefits the tourists, but also can benefit the local villagers. The local villagers can have the house rent, and that is such large amount of money. Also, they can find jobs in this guest house, and they can take their products such as tea, eggs, or rice here to sell. And the tourists will buy them to home to give their family members as a present. Let's imagine in the future you have a chance to come here and have a rest with your family member in this house. That must be a memorable experience, right? Because the local food is delicious, the scenery is beautiful.
Hello everyone, welcome back. After seeing so many beautiful gardens and homestay hotels, how do you feel? Do you want to fly here and have a look? Actually, if you are really interested in them, I think you can come here and take a boat to see a true test of Chinese town watership. and this place deserves to be one of your destinations in China. In order to provide comprehensive facilities and services in tourism, this place also have a series of projects in tourism in the future. And Victoria, can you give us a brief introduction of this project?
Yes, there is one more project under construction, which is called Yaohu Town, and actually it's based on the tea culture and the clay teapot production, handmade production culture. So once it's opened, you can experience the whole tea production process and experience by make a teapot by your own hand. So the total investment, as I know, is 13 billion RMB, which is around $2 billion. So it's a huge investment, and I'm looking forward to see you there.
Since this project is such a huge investment and you were also born here, do you want to take part in the construction and also you can make some contribution to your hometown?
Of course, actually, this is one of the reasons that why I came back from New York. I hope that I can help to, share the experience and share the tea culture from my hometown to more people. And actually, I've taken some of my friends from US here, and they said that this is the exactly the place like Shangri-La. So they like this place. So I'm hoping to see more international faces here.
Yes, I'm very agree with you. I think nowadays more and more young Chinese people choose to live in rural places during the spare time or vacation to escape from the bustle and the hustle of city life and also live in a very pleasant environment. So the construction and the renovation of these rural places not only provide a very pleasant environment for them to live, but also gives them a spiritual residence. Just like the reclusive life described in Warden, written by Henry Thoreau. So that's the end of our live show, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.
See you.
Bye bye. Welcome to Shenzhen Village.
Welcome.